What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Locked in Sports. Bring you my 6 best bets for today, Tuesday, April 30th, in the NBA. Really excited to hop into these picks. Got a bunch that I like for today, but before I hop into the picks, got to hop into a recap. Before I hop into the recap, I just want to say thank you all a lot for the support on the last video. I know I was on hiatus for a while, and coming back was something I was worried about. Wondering, whether people still wanted to watch these videos. So it's been a bit, but you all were so kind, so supportive in the comments. Really means the world to me that you guys are watching these videos and enjoying them, and you were waiting for them to come back. So thank you very, very much. They're gonna keep coming. I love making them. I have so much fun doing the research. I have so much fun making the videos, and obviously love making money with these picks. Also, as always, like, subscribe, comment, helps out the channel, and yeah, helps us grow, helps us reach more people, and make more people more money. So, with that out of the way, let's hop into a recap for yesterday. And, well, I'll be real, I'm recording this video really early. I have natural light coming in, so that should say something. And as of right now, only 2 of the 6 picks from yesterday have concluded. We have 2 hits, and the rest we're still waiting to see. But what hit? Well, obviously, Derek White hit. He hit his points line in the first quarter. He hit it in the first 6 minutes. Derek White is putting on a masterclass right now. The game's still going on as I'm recording this. He's doing phenomenal. I think last I checked, he had over 30 points, looking like he might end with over 40. It's wild. So he cleared his points line for us easily. And Aaron Wiggins from the Thunder also cleared his points line. We had him for over 4.5. It's the second quarter. He already has 5. It's awesome. 2 of the most sweat-free bets I've made ever. And for our other picks, well, Jason Tatum has tied his assist line at 5. There's no time left in the fourth quarter for him to beat it. I think he will. It doesn't look like he's coming out of the game because it's a playoff game. It's an important game, and the Celtics don't want to let the Heat creep back in. So hopefully he'll be able to get that final assist, help this cash instead of just pushing it. Nikola Jovic, still a bit away from his line, hoping that he sinks a couple threes and is able to clear it. We'll see. Herbert Jones, we'll see. Still second quarter of that game, pretty early. And Anthony Davis hasn't even started playing. But the results of those picks will be down in the description below. I'm starting a new record, doing a playoff record. We ended the regular season on a winning note. We had a winning record, which I'd love to see. Definitely going to have another winning record for the playoffs. Want to make it an even better winning record, so that will be down in the description below. And with the recap and all that out of the way, let's hop into the picks. For my first pick of the day, I'm looking at the most improved player of the year. It's Tyrese Maxey for over 24.5 points. Why? Well, this line is really, really low. He's averaging 29 points in the postseason, and he's over this in 3 of his last 4 games. He went under in 1. Yeah, his most recent game where he had 23. 23 is not that far under 24. One more mid bucket, and he's there. So it's not like he has risk of just bombing completely and getting 7 points, He's up there, normally well above this line, right under at one time. But the real reason why is it's do or die for the 76ers. They're down 3-1, and I think this is Maxey's night. I think it's Maxey's time to shine, to show up, and to prove why he was the most improved player, to prove why he deserves to be in the playoffs, to prove why he deserves to be a star. Because Maxey is ascending into that star role, and I think now more than ever is when Maxey needs to show up and carry the Sixers on his back. And yeah. Also, not really taking this into consideration because it's a maybe, but it's a maybe, so I'll add it. Embiid is really banged up. Embiid has a hurt knee. He was dealing with Bell's palsy. Just kind of insane what Embiid's going through. And I think Maxey knows that. And I think Maxey is definitely going to shoulder an extra load in this game, be taking a lot more shots and doing everything he can to put the team on his back and soar over this points line. So Tyrese Maxey for over 24.5 points. Next up, Same game, hopping over to the other team. I'm looking at Josh Hart for over 14.5 points. Why? Well, Josh Hart has been really good, really reliable in the playoffs. He's averaging 16.8 points per game. Great numbers. He's over in 3 of his last 4. He did go under in 1, but it was the Brunson masterclass we just saw where he broke Nick's records for playoffs. And yeah, if you watch the game, you know how impressive it was. But honestly, I don't think Brunson does it again. And that's not a knock against him. He's a great player. I think he's physically able to do it again, but is he going to? No. It was an outlier game. It was a crazy occurrence, and that's the only reason that Hart went under this line one time. So I think the Knicks go back to their status quo. Brunson stays scoring well, but ball gets shifted around a bit more. Ball goes to more players. That was also a really low-scoring game across the board for everyone except Brunson. And I don't think that that's going to happen again. I think we go back to our averages. We trust the statistics here, and Josh Hart easily clears 14.5 points. Next up, I'm hopping over to the Orlando Magic, and I'm looking at Franz Wagner for over 6.5 rebounds. Why? Well, he's averaging 8 rebounds in the postseason. Good rebounding numbers from him. He's over this in 3 of his last 4 games. And last game, he had 13 rebounds. Kind of insane. This is also a really important game for both the Orlando Magic and the Cleveland Cavaliers. You don't want to be down 3-2. You don't want your opponent to have 3 games and put you in that position. And so I think this is a match where both teams are going to be fighting really hard. The Cavs don't want to slip any further than they already have. They're going to be at home. They're going to be hyped up. They're going to be fighting. And the Magic want to prove that they do deserve to be in these playoffs and that they shouldn't have been written off like a lot of people did. I mean, I was one of them. I didn't think the Magic would fight their way back to make it 2-2. They have, and I'm trusting in Franz Wagner to capitalize on that, play a great game, and grab a lot of boards. So, trusting Franz Wagner for over 6.5 rebounds. Next up, I'm sticking with the same game, same team. I'm taking a different player. It's Markelle Fultz for over 5.5 points. Yeah, Fultz's points line is at 5.5. Wild. He's averaging 6 in the postseason, and he's only over in 2 of his last 4. But it was his most recent 2 games, and he went way over this line, over double it. It's because his minutes have increased and his points have increased. First 2 games of the series, he scored 0 and 1. The most recent 2, he scored 11 and 12. First 2 games, the Magic lost. The most recent 2, they won. And his minutes have done the same thing. He went from playing really not that much to being given more minutes, capitalizing on those minutes. And he scored more every single game than he did the previous. Yeah, I love this pick. I think it's a spot where if the Magic want to win, which of course they do, they're going to prioritize Fultz. He's one of the factors that has helped them win their most recent games, their last 2, and I don't see any reason that they don't put Fultz on the floor as much as they can. He had a weak start to the playoffs, but he's been ramping it up. He's been getting better and better. I think this is a game where we could easily see Fultz drop 14 or 15 points. And even if the Magic don't win, I think he'll be one of their most productive players. It's how he's been playing recently. It's what he needs to do for the Magic to win, and he's shown us that he can do it in these last 2 matchups. So, trusting Markelle Fultz for over 5.5 points. Next up, I'm hopping over to the Indiana Pacers. And honestly, there's a lot of Pacers lines that I really like. They all felt really low for how much the Pacers score and just how the team's been playing recently because they've been going absolutely insane. I think most people had them written off, didn't see them as contenders, and they're up 3-1 on the Bucks. But the first player that I want to take, the first line that I'm really confident in, it's Andrew Nembhard for over 10.5 points. Why? Well, he's averaging 14.3 in the postseason. He's over this in 3 of his last 4, the most recent 3 games, and he's clearing this line by a lot. Like, he's not getting 11 or 12, he's getting 20, 16, really well above this line. The Pacers are really good at getting every single one of their starters in double digits. Nembhard is one of their starters. I don't see any reason that he doesn't go into double digits. The one game where he went below was the first game of the series. The Bucks won it. The Pacers didn't have their shit together, honestly. And Siakam was the one who really was stepping up early on and dropping 34, 37-point games or whatever he was doing. But now the Pacers seem a little more together. They're playing a lot better. They're playing a lot more cohesively. And their last few games, they've been getting everyone double digits. I don't see that stopping. So I'm taking Andrew Nembhard for over 10.5 points. For my sixth and final pick of the day, sticking with the Indiana Pacers, another player that I really like here, it's Ben Sheppard for over 7.5 PRA. Why? Well, he's over it in every single playoff game. Simple as that. It's 7.5 PRA for Ben Sheppard. It's absurdly low. He's over it in every single game. I didn't take any more notes than that because what more do you need to know? Yeah, his minutes are good, but he doesn't play as much as the other guys on the Pacers. So if you're iffy about that, I understand. But realistically, he's clearing it in low minutes by a good amount, really consistently. I just don't see a world where Ben Sheppard doesn't go over this line, especially in a really important game. The Pacers want to knock out the Bucks here. Of course they do, because inevitably Giannis and Dame will return if the series goes on for long enough, and they'll both return. They'll both be at full health. Pacers do not want that. I think they show up and show out, and they try to knock out the Bucks in 5, and they're going to need Ben Sheppard to do that. They're going to need everybody to do that. I just like a lot of the Pacers overs, but especially Ben Sheppard for over 7.5 PRA. All right, those were my 6 best bets for today, Tuesday, April 30th in the NBA. Bit of a longer one. Just had a lot to say about these picks, a lot to talk about, a lot to yap about. Just took a lot of notes. Had a lot of reasons for these picks, and of course I'm going to share them. And as always, got my cutting room floor picks. These are the picks that I dig up in my research. They don't make it into my top 5, 6, 7, however many picks I want to share in the main section of the video, but I'll hand them out in case you want something for a parlay, you just want to throw in an extra pick, or just have a good feeling about any of these picks. Rattle them off real quick. We got Kyle Lowry over 7.5 points. He's averaging 10.5 in the postseason. He's over this in 3 of his last 4, but he was under in his previous game, and it's do or die for the Sixers. They need everyone to show up. I got Jonathan Isaac for over 7.5 points. He's averaging 8.8 in the postseason. He's over in 3 of his last 4, and he played for the Magic. So everything I said for Fultz and Wagner about this being an important game applies to Jonathan Isaac as well. Got Obi Toppin for over 8.5 points. He's averaging 10.3 in the postseason. He's over this in 3 of his last 4 games, his most recent 3. And lastly, I got Miles Turner for over 20.5 points. He's averaging 24.3 in the postseason. He's over in 3 of his last 4, the last 3 games. And he's got more points in every single game. He's just kept increasing. He has 29 points in his last 2, so way over this line. A lot of these cutting room floor picks I like a lot, but I don't want to throw 10, 11 picks in the main section of the video. So took the 6 that I liked the most and hand out the others here. But that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Hope you like some of these picks. I know we're going to make some money with them. And yeah, as always, thank you again for all the support and the comments. It really does mean a lot to me. Sorry for talking so much in this video. Just had a lot to say about these picks. And as always, comment your own picks and parlays in the description below. Love seeing what you guys are taking. I even like knowing if you're fading me. Just like knowing where you guys were at. Like knowing other people's opinions on sports betting. Makes me a better researcher, makes me a better bettor. Leave a like on the video. These take a long time to make, and it just means a lot to me to see you guys supporting the video, and subscribe. Best way to get notified about videos is to subscribe, turn on notifications. The sooner you get the video, the better the lines will be, because lines tend to change overnight and screw up our picks. So try to get these videos out earlier, especially in the postseason, so you guys get the best possible lines, have the best shot at making money. So that out of the way, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good one, and let's make some money.